Hey Steve, did I ever tell you about the, did I ever tell you my Craig T. Nelson joke?
Yeah, tell me.
So, as one time Craig T. Nelson actually got held up and robbed on the streets of Los Angeles, California. Guy ran up to him and said, "Give me all your teas! I want all your teas! You're now known as Craig Nelson, motherfucker. I got all your teas." Hey everybody!
Woo!
Welcome to the
Just in the nick of time.
Welcome to the We Dress Alike show.
We've got our unis on.
Brought to you by Older Married Couple. We just happen to wear these great record collector profile shirts.
That goes out to Sean, man.
Sean 0612 or Sean DJ NJ. You see him on the channel there sometimes. Did a lot of our early graphics and shit.
We wore this for his birthday, which was probably about 7 months ago.
We just happened to wear these shirts, and I was like, I could go change, but nah, son, nah.
You wear what you gotta wear.
Nah.
I had this on at work today, but I had a kind of a sweater over it because it was kind of cool, so I had a sweater over it.
So this has been sweat on.
Nobody knew what I was really rocking.
This has been sweat on real tough, is what you're telling me.
I did some work sweat on it.
Yeah, probably so. Hey, this past week, not only did we put the new Grown Man Record Night video out on the channel, I also put my first Thrift Adventures Knuckle Deep in the Heap video out.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It's been going pretty well. People seem to enjoy it.
I've heard that more people are watching that than are watching our show now.
Well, it's a lot shorter.
Well, how long is it?
20 minutes.
Should we do our show like 20 minutes? Maybe we should do our show 20 minutes. Have a 20-minute show, just get it done.
How's that about that? I mean, we would be going so fast.
Yeah,
I'd still want to
I wouldn't enjoy that.
I would still want to say everything that I wanted to say.
Every time you want to kind of, every time you get in that method where it's like I have a rundown and I'm running through it, I want to break it up. I just want to throw wrenches in there all night, like egg salad and some tuna, and just mess
Sometimes
it
the
up.
breakup conversation is better than anything we do.
Well, sure, because it's impromptu.
Sometimes it's the longest, most drawn out thing that ruins the show more than.
Well, I was taking my shit. Well, I was taking my shit before I left the house.
Right.
There's a magazine called The Week, and it's a really nice compilation of decent writing from different magazines.
Paper magazine, like a real magazine?
Yeah, periodicals. And there was an article in there about comedians,
right,
and about how their brains work. There's something about the way the comedian brain works where it's able to latch on to impromptu things and run with it better than most, and that's the key to a comedian.
Sure.
And I think you certainly capture that. I don't know that I do, but
you give me anything, and if somebody says, "Hey, that mic's hot," and the camera's on right there, and I'm like, "For real?" Let me tell you, in third grade, my grandmother, she came up to me and said, "I'm going to die in a few days, and you're going to find me in my bedroom," and I can immediately turn it into a story. I just
right.
All somebody's got to say is, "Hot mic, that mic's hot." For real? For real? But so anyhow, check out that new video that's on the channel. It's a little different. It's my adventures going through the different thrift stores I get to go through while I'm like on the clock.
A lot of cool guests on the show, watching the show tonight. It was really cool.
A lot of people on there. But
a good vibe.
Something I did want to say. I made that new type video.
New
style of video for this channel.
What font did you use?
Helv.
I saw a really good video about
who fonted?
Helvetica? Bossman. No, not Helvetica. Futura.
Oh.
The story behind. I think Vox puts out these videos. We talk about type styles and fonts and stuff like that. About it. And they put out this video about the Futura font, and it's an amazing video. It has a connection with Nazi Germany, and it's very interesting.
Sweet.
Very interesting to watch.
What I was going to say about the new video, though, it's
I don't want to talk about the shirt that I want to get printed.
No.
I have a shirt. I just want to...
No. Somebody will steal it.
Someone will steal it.
Someone will steal
This is not a Merc store, by the way.
No, it's no Merc store. But no, what I was going to say was I kind of made that for a little different of an audience necessarily, to bring more people into the channel, because I know it's tough to gain more.
So this is like a cross.
Well, it's tough to gain more followers when all of our videos are a fucking hour and a half long, and people on YouTube don't watch hour and a half videos, and you're like, oh, it's my bro. I watch.
You don't have time for that.
Sure, and I understand that, but that's why some people that would like shorter videos and stuff in the VCLT have tremendous amount of views, and I mean, we could probably do that and help our cause out, but I like doing what we do. So I thought I would do this other thing that was a lot shorter and kind of help draw all these other people into the channel and then kind of get them in the Grown Man Record Act family. But I tell you, the greatest...
So you're like a dealer that gives them
absolutely, get a little taste, give you a little taste. But I'll tell you,
free.
The coolest thing so far is the response I've gotten from the Grown Man Record Night loyalists.
About the new show.
About the new show that are already members of the channel that I didn't know that necessarily they would latch onto, but I've had some good responses from some of our good friends that watch and hang out with us all the time. Metal Theologian, Nate Bouchard. I mean, people that, and Greeno's been on there. I mean, some people that are, I know watch the record portion of the program, but they're...
When do you shoot these?
That was throughout the month of February.
So you shoot it while you're out and about.
Absolutely, and that's kind of the idea. I'll walk into
a thrift. Reality TV.
Sort of. I walk into a thrift store, you walk into a thrift store.
Do you ask permission to shoot in there?
No, and that's why I do it kind of on the sly. And I kind of addressed this in the first video, but I'm already kind of branded as media anyway. And if I'm
you don't monetize it.
And I'm branded as media and I'm in there doing this number.
Right.
I don't want to okay. So I kind of take my deal that I'm shooting with and I kind of hold it down like this. So it almost looks like I'm kind of just walking with it. But I just kind of know. So a lot of that is without looking at the...
I think you should stop talking right now.
I know.
Your lawyer wants you to stop.
No.
I got him on my earpiece right now, and he wants you to stop talking.
But just keep in mind, a lot of those shots, I'm not even looking. I'm just holding the...
Okay.
Yeah. And it looks good, I think.
No upskirts. No upskirts.
No upskirts. Hashtag no upskirt. Very sad week, specifically for me. Sort of, because Chuck Berry passed away, and as I posted on our Facebook and Twitter deals, that was my numero uno when it comes to musician heroes of all time, for sure. First rock and roll I ever heard in my entire life, right there. This tape right here, it's the best of Chuck Berry. It's
but there's not rock in its totality.
78
one of the greatest honors of creation to a member like Chuck Berry.
Oh,
there aren't many others that fit that.
No,
that place in history.
He advanced rock and roll as much as anybody, if not more than anybody. I mean, but to me, and I know that's almost just like history book kind of shit.
Sure.
This is so connected and emotional. In addition to all that, like, yeah, for sure, that's the birth of rock and roll. This is the first rock and roll I ever heard. I mean, ever. And as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh. Because I'd heard the Muppets sing, and I liked songs, and I liked things like that. And then this was a cassette my parents had, and now Chuck Berry, and I put it in, and the first thing I heard was Johnny B. Good. This is like a best of thing. I'm going to find a way to frame this up in my house. Because it's literally the first rock and roll I've ever heard in my entire life. And it blew me away. Johnny B. Good blew me away as a 3-year-old. By the time I was 5 years old, I knew every lyric and every guitar lick by mouth.
As good a guitarist he is, he's also just a phenomenal lyricist. I mean, you gotta give him credit. Just the cleverness of the lyrics.
When he's talking about the newly married couple furnishing the apartment, and it's filled with TV dinners and ginger ale. I think that's one of the best lines in rock and roll ever.
Right.
I mean, that's so... You just nailed new 20-something couple that just got married, and especially in that time period. Anyhow, it was, it was very...
So what are you going to do with this?
I'm going to somehow put it in a frame or something. That's one of the most special pieces of music I own. Probably the most special.
Was this your first cassette?
No, it was one of my parents, but it's the first. I was going through my parents' stuff, and a lot of it was kind of just random, blah, 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 blah. That's the first rock and roll I ever heard, to where it just completely changed me. And within a couple of years, as a little kid, I knew everything everything about that. But not only did Chuck Berry die this but Chuck Barris also died from the Gong Show. How weird is that? Chuck Berry and Chuck Barris die on the same week. So now it comes very confusing for statisticians on the internet to try to keep up with. Yeah.
I've forgotten. I would have just done the whole show with a paper bag over my head in honor of the Gong
Good
Show.
luck finding a paper bag unless you go to one of them hippie stores. Who gives out
if
paper
I find
bags?
a paper bag in this house, I would not put it on my head.
No, because they're all plastic bags. I don't have paper bags.
Yeah.
This ain't 84. There's not paper bags.
I've got some paper bags.
I would prefer to have paper bags.
Sure.
But they're not around.
You can get them. You can request them.
I don't play games with commies, Steve. I just don't play games with them. They would stay in my...
So should we drink to Chuck Barris and Chuck Berry?
We could.
Or should we just wait and drink to no one?
I tell you what, speaking of that Chuck Berry, I think earlier today I saw a little shit that maybe just come out a day or two ago. And we'd reported this on the program, that he was going to release his first record in like many, many years.
Isn't there a trend in that?
At 90 years old. And so that was kind of already in the works.
It's like lately the trend is, I'm putting out an album, I should die, and then let's see what happens.
So I guess after he passed, his family or the estate or whoever leaked out one of the singles of new music from this. Have you heard this?
Berry?
Yeah, have you heard this?
No, I have not.
It's called Big Boys. It's his first posthumous single, and I listened to it today.
Posthumous or
posthumous?
Posthumous. After he was funny.
After he was funny. After all that.
Okay, so let me do that.
And it's so Chuck Berry.
You gonna play a clip?
No.
Did you bring a clip?
No.
Well, here's to Chuck Barris. Chuck Norris.
No.
Long live Chuck Norris.
Fuck all that. This is all about Chuck Berry
It's all
right
about
here.
Chuck Berry.
Yeah. I ain't even playing games on this. Ain't even nothing funny about this.
Whatever.
Ain't nothing funny about this. Oh, que se la vie, said the old folks.
I thought it'd be nice to play a set of this artists influenced by, Keith Richards, Rolling Stones, and other artists. But everybody's been influenced by Chuck Berry. Just because you play it closer to him doesn't mean you haven't been influenced by him.
Yeah, that would take a very long time. But man, as sad as it is that he passed, and I said this about Jimmy Cotton last week. Chicago harp player Jimmy Cotton passed. And
you don't mean the band Chicago. You mean the Chicago blues artist.
Yeah.
Jimmy Cotton.
More so for Chuck Berry, of course. Led a full life and led such a huge catalog of great songs for people to enjoy. We should all be so fucking lucky if you really break it down. A lot of people die that are good folks. They ain't got no damn records and nothing to leave behind or say, hey, well, here's what I did. Shit.
I always heard Chuck, he was kind of difficult to work with as
he's a dickhead.
As an artist.
Yeah, he was a dickhead.
But he's Chuck Berry.
And he punched Keith Richards.
Keith Richards deserved it. When Keith Richards tells Chuck Berry he's not playing it right, how do you say that? It's like telling God you didn't create the,
Yeah. Is Chuck Berry a guitar player I would have wanted to play with? No, not really. Because he seems like a real dickhead to play with.
Right.
But does it limit his influence?
I will say not a dickhead. Adrian Ballou posted a picture yesterday, him holding his Oscar for the work he did on that mini short video. There's some animated movie he did the music for, and it won an Oscar. So I guess he got an Oscar for his work on it. So I thought that was really cool.
All right.
What else have you been up to?
Nothing. So
hey, there's a record show.
Yeah, there is.
It's actually a decent record show. I haven't been to it since it moved to Clemens, but we met up with DJ Thunder and Chris.
Yeah.
A while back, and we're the dickheadest of dickheads, so we don't keep relationships close and stuff. But
no, we're closing it. He invited, because Jay was talking about ham radio show. We're going to go out there.
I want to go to the show this Sunday.
Yeah.
There's a show this Sunday in Clemens. It's the Winston-Salem Record Show. It's a decent record show. It's I won't be able to get there early because I have to sing with the fellowship. But after that, I want to go over there, spend a couple hours. So I know the key is to get there when they first open, but I just can't. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I might find something I want.
Or the other goal is to kind of wait until they're kind of closing up and be like, I don't want to carry all these boxes.
Last week I couldn't make it. Last Friday I had a gig where I was actually shooting a local band, killer band called Envision.
Yeah.
It's a band, like 12 people in the band, 11 of them African American, just very funky. Pop, just amazing musicians.
Speaking of that, over in the Atari alcove, we have Action Jackson on VHS playing. Speaking of African American,
what do you think about Action Jackson? Pretty cool movie.
Oh, it's so bad that it's great.
One of the worst ever made.
Yeah,
it's that quintessential. What's the guy's name?
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, kind of. That's his thing.
Yeah. Whew. All right, let's talk about what we played this evening.
Okay.
Got a good stat. You actually got here a little bit early this evening.
I got a lot of records. I didn't play any of them in this stack, but last time I was here,
you didn't bring any.
Let's talk about that later.
Okay. You made a mistake.
Sure, I did.
You ever make mistakes?
I make one mistake.
I mean, that's what happens.
But I never forget my deodorant.
Early on, how urban did I feel?
I might forget to zip up my zipper throughout the whole day, but I don't forget my deodorant.
D.O. D.O.
I call it my Ronnie James. I always call it my Ronnie James.
D.O.
Hey, I forgot my Ronnie James. Give me a stick.
I'm going to start doing that.
Hey, throw me a stick. I forgot my Ronnie James.
I'm going to start doing that. My therapist said I need to develop a little thing.
Hold the diver!
When he dives into your armpit.
Right.
Because he's going Ronnie James Dio.
Going to eat off a skin tag.
How urban did I feel when we started tonight?
Pretty urban.
Did you hear it? Nobody was
I
here.
Wasn't here.
Nobody was here. Nobody knows how urban I felt. Let me tell you about it. I had to play a little Nas.
Keith Urban?
Nas Illmatic. One of the greatest hip-hop records of all time, in my opinion.
Was this from Cameraman? Or no, Bossman?
Bossman gift. If you notice, like on the price tag, look at the price tag. Where he scrapped it out. What's it say?
Free.
Yeah. But seriously, one of the best hip-hop
records. That's a good album.
Ever. I mean, it's
and
so good.
I'm not a big hip-hop guy.
But yeah,
everybody knows that. Whatever.
And then I started our barrage of Chuck Berry for the evening with the first Chuck Berry on vinyl that I ever picked up. And it was actually the first, speaking of record show, it was the first record show I ever went to. I went over at my alma mater at UNC Greensboro.
Really?
And actually it was the first record I ever bought. I bought this and a Sanford & Son record from the same guy, one of the first places. It was cheap. Chuck Berry's Golden Hits is where he re-records all this shit. It's not my favorite version.
So they're not originals. Original recording.
No, it's something weird about
I'm
why
not
they
getting
had
up for that then.
Why he had to re-record it. So he had control over it rather than
It's on Mercury.
Yeah.
What year did this come out?
It's a cheap record. You can find it very prevalent at Goodwills and Thrift.
They printed it. It was a little crooked on the back.
That's all right. Sometimes I print a little crooked. Elementary school, they thought I was a little bit retarded because I did that. I print a little crooked. My mom says I write downhill.
I pee a little crooked.
I pee crooked. Sometimes after sex, my pee stream forks in two. And I mean, you got the widest Y you ever seen. You got one going in the tub. You got one going in the sink. All of it's the color of motor oil.
Yeah.
So all of it's a problem. And ain't none of it a good situation. You guys like Eddie Cleanhead Vincent? You should. If you don't, maybe you should reevaluate your life and some of your choices. This is Eddie Cleanhead Vincent and the Muse All-Stars live at Sandy's. This is on a record company name that was written way too fucking small, so I'm having a time with it. You see years and all that jazz on that. I got a few Eddie Cleanhead
Muse records.
Muse records.
This is Eddie Cleanhead Vincent.
Man, I love.
What do you know about this?
I love Cleanhead. Cleanhead's back in town. There's a couple of Cleanhead records I got where he just really brings it.
Saxophone?
Some early
saxophone.
Yeah, some early Grown Man.
Hold it right. Hold it right there.
And actually, to be honest, I probably bought that because on the Cosby Show there was somebody they called Flathead or Cleanhead. It was Cleanhead.
He was there?
No, but
he paid a lot of tribute to be somebody who touched women a lot in bad places. He paid a lot of tribute to jazz.
There I go. Pretty baby, you are the soul. Melvin's, Bases Loaded. How great of a record is this shit? Some of the, in addition to the Melvins, some of the greatest bass players: Steve McDonald, Jared Warren, Trevor Dunn's on this, Chris Novoselic, Jeff Pincus, and Dale Crover from the OG Melvins. And some of the best riffs to come out in a couple of years. If you don't like it, you can melt this record down and make a dildo that's sharp on both ends. So cut your asshole, because you don't understand music. They don't understand music, Steve.
Well, what can I say about that?
I do. I understand music. Understand. Not everybody is so blessed. What's that about? You put on a record album.
Yeah, you said put on something funky.
Put on something funky.
I put on this Jimmy Castor Bunch album. It's not Bertha Butt, but he's recorded so much cool shit. This is called Phase 2, and it was between this one and another one where he was on a motorcycle.
Yep.
That one's actually more. This one looks more disco on the cover, but it's funky. He plays this really cool. Hey Leroy! You guys said that might have been sampled by Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boy sample.
I don't know shit. So
I just ate a bunch of
salt. But this is a great album.
You guys ever just
I think it's his second or third album.
72?
It's a RCA from 72. Thank you.
You ever just eat salt?
Yeah, man.
You ever just pour a handful of salt and eat it?
Sometimes.
While you were holding that record up there a little closer, and I thought I was obscured just a little bit, I ate a big old handful of salt.
You thought you were obscured?
A little bit.
Now, well, tell us about this is what we played.
Well, let me tell you something.
Confusing it a little bit because there's nothing on here.
Now, I was reshelving some records, right? Some zibba-zabba, back and forth. And I realized that...
You mean you were digging?
Huh?
You were digging?
No. I was shelving the stuff that was on the floor here.
Oh.
And I found this, that's just an inner sleeve with a record in it. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know that art and I know that record. I was like, but do I? And what the fuck? And then we put it on.
That's a poppy seed right there.
It's from a 2009 Sonic Youth release that my girlfriend got.
So you don't have both of them?
No, I got them. It's over.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Where the hell is it?
It got left out of Find it.
I don't know.
Sonic Youth. Alphabetizi.
Okay. Keep talking.
Find it?
Keep talking.
So anyhow, somehow it just got left out of there.
Is it The Eternal?
Yep.
I found it.
The Eternal, I think it's 2009. It's got some
this one?
Fantastic artwork on this. Look at the art on this.
I didn't know this was from that album.
And it's missing from that?
Okay, it's back in there now,
yeah,
you mofos.
Yeah, look at that. That's some of my favorite album artwork, actually, that I own. Look at that. That is awesome. Yeah. So it was just kind of left out because I have a substance abuse problem. Where's your empathy, brother? But yeah, good times. It was great to hear. I was telling Steve, man, there ain't no hotter voice than heroin hot than a Kim Gordon Sonic Youth track. Oh, where she sounds like she's about to pass out. And I'm like, yeah, if you pass out, though. Honk honk. Next record. What are we talking about?
Record, I wanted to play something from the Claypool Lennon Delirium. This is a really cool record. It's like double album from last year, 2016.
Man,
it's Sean Lennon and Les Claypool just making space rock, psychedelic, head music. The cool thing and the reason I wanted to play it is coming up on Record Store Day. they're releasing another. I think they're calling it the Lennon Claypool. They're swapping.
Which they released the list. I didn't get a chance to take a look at it.
Yeah, check out the list. There's a few Pink Floyd things they're releasing. I may already have them in some form or fashion, but Lennon Claypool, whatever they are, they're putting out. It's 4 tracks on a 12-inch. It's Astronomy Domine.
What?
They're doing a King Crimson, maybe Court of the Crimson King.
What?
I'm telling you, there's a couple others, and I've forgotten what they are, and they're just as amazing.
But it's like an EP, like a little, like a maxi, or something.
12-inch maxi, or you know.
What's the price going to be on that?
I don't know. I don't.
Bet it's stupid. See, that's my problem with Record Store Days, because that's awesome. But I bet it's going to be 4 songs, and it's going to be $30 goddamn dollars.
Let me look it up.
I'll flip this desk over. I don't care about anybody. Let me tell you something. Once my grandpa died, my life just turned around. And I didn't care about anybody.
What?
No more. No more.
Which grandpa?
I don't know.
Okay.
Which one sounds the best?
Special release, Limpid and Limid Green is what they're calling it, which is the first lyrics of Astronomy Domine.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Claypool Lennon Delirium. It's there's 3,030 of them released.
You'll never
it's
get
Astronomy Domine, Boris the Spider from The Who, the Court of the Crimson King, and Satori from Travelin' Flower Band. So that's one.
But dude, it's like those every year.
No, I'll get this.
Every year there's a new Sun Ra on RSD, and you will never see it here because that's the only thing I've ever been looking for.
I've made it clear to Jonathan I really want this record, so he needs to place an order.
But they get kind of blind.
I know how it goes.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I wouldn't hold my B.
Well, last year that Elvis record was hard to get, and I ended up going over to I fell into it by going over to Greensboro.
Yeah.
What's Greensboro?
What's Greensboro?
What's your guy? What's the place in Greensboro?
Oh, a Hippo record?
Hippo. He didn't get his on RSD.
Yeah.
So when I went in there that day, he had just got him, and he was pissed because he just got him in, and he had like 20 copies, and it wasn't RSD, so he had 20 copies. So I bought 2 of them. It's like.
And what was this a copy of?
Then I shortly realized later that they were 78s, and I couldn't play them.
What was it? What was
the Elvis Presley? It's the recording.
Hey, you, listen here. I know you've been going to those burger places for lunch, and that ain't cool. You ain't been to Biscuitville for lunch. So the Big E's gonna have to club you. Take it easy, man. I want you to try Biscuitville Steak Club. It's big, and it's tender, and it's loaded with lettuce, tomato, bacon, cheese, and pickle on a big old fluffy biscuit. And they have chicken and country ham clubs, too. And that's a whole lot better than some old burger. So come to Biscuitville, and everybody get clubbed. Oh.
How you like that game break, folks?
Pretty nice. Pretty well timed. We did not set that up.
No. On the fly, son.
Look, the sponsors just take it when they take it.
Hey, Craig Nelson, give me your tea, son. That tea's mine from now on. You just Craig Nelson.
So what else did we play?
Well, this was the next Chuck Berry. I pulled out the London Chuck Berry Sessions.
That's a good album.
Yeah, it's a good album. You played the side that had
the
longer version
My Ding-a-Ling.
of My Ding-a-Ling.
Yeah.
That's on that.
My favorite, because growing up, I was born '64. This is the first invasion or the first introduction of Chuck Berry. But when I grew up, My Ding-a-Ling actually was a hit on the. It was like on the, Casey Kasem's top 40.
Which weird. I didn't realize that. But this was actually the track on the album, the LP, was super long. And I actually grew up with the very last song on that cassette I was talking about was the same version of My Ding-a-Ling, except they edited the shit out of it.
They cut out all that intro.
Even at 5 years old, folks, I had every word of My Ding-a-Ling, the edited version.
It's good that at 5 you knew your Ding-a-Ling so well.
Oh, and I knew it was. Not only did I know the words, but I knew that was funny. And it's still funny. Great shit, man. Put out a little MT.
What about Ding Dongs?
Devil dogs are even better.
What about ding dongs? Did you eat ding dongs when you were a kid?
I was a Twinkie guy.
No.
I didn't eat ding dongs as much.
But then it wasn't cool to say the word ding dong. So,
now
it was King Dong for a while. Now they're back to ding dong. They're like, fuck it, we're not gonna give a shit about King Dong.
Now I've been introduced to the Entenmann's Devil Dog.
Wow.
B-O-N. Mad respect. Real deal shit. Gets them shipped in. Special. And they kept them in the freezer.
From New York?
Came over, had a little...
Is Entenmann's a New York thing?
Came over, had a little steak dinner. Was like, here's some dessert. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Devil dog.
Devil dog. That's legit.
That's like a flip, right?
It's a little chocolate vanilla finger.
Yeah.
It's a very oval finger.
Okay.
You guys like fingers? All you JV cheerleaders, you like fingers? Anybody? There's somebody in the back of the room there.
Inappropriate.
I can't really see all the hands. I feel like there's hands up and I can't see them because the back's dark. Over the camera, it's dark back there. We can't get a read. Jerry, can we get a light on the crowd?
Can we throw up a light?
We put a light on
the house. Let's throw up the house.
Throw up the house on them, Jerry.
Bring up the house.
I feel like we got a couple of hands back there.
That's it, right there.
Bring them on back to the the green room. You guys like Taco Bell? You know, they got that grande meal. You can get a combination of hard tacos, soft tacos, or bean burritos.
You get the box.
12 of them. Up to 12 of them, and we got that in the green room. So, Jerry, if you can help those
we
young
got Taco
ladies.
Bell in the green room.
A little VCLT from...
there was a lot of chatter about this.
Metal Theologian.
A lot of chatter. There's some...
Madhouse.
Some things have started
First
tonight
Damage.
on the show.
Yeah.
Things have begun that have probably bloom into something incredible.
Very cool.
So, this is from Metal Theologian.
Yeah, some VCLT. Hang on about it. I'm going to bring a graphic in that I hadn't set the audio for. There we go. So that's some VCLT and of a German band that he was involved with.
Tell me when you're back.
And you may come back to it?
Yep.
All right, hang on. I like that one guy's shorts. His short pant area. Look at that. All the way to the that one. Yeah, there you go.
I used to have those shorts. Those are
Jams?
No, they're Birdwell beach breeches.
Not OP or...
Man, no, Birdwell beach breeches are the way to go.
Panama Jack?
Here we go. Madhouse. First Damage. If you can get some Birdwell beach breeches, get you some.
Pull that vinyl out. That's very cool.
Pull your vinyl out.
We really like... I mean, not only was it cool he sent this to us, because that's just a very cool gesture. Me and Jay were talking about this earlier. This is a good record, man. We like this. This is right up our posthole digger.
Right up your bunghole.
Right up our posthole digger alley. For real. So we actually enjoyed throwing this on. It reminds us of some of the metal bands that we had around here in the 90s, for sure. Around the Greensboro little metal scene we had. We had a little metal scene. It was good. It was a good little metal scene.
Did you see the metal scene?
I saw some of it. What is that up?
Ah!
What is that a picture
Next
of?
we did a little, this Ozric Tentacles album. This was an RSD release.
What in the shit is this?
You guys always ask me about it. It's like it was one of those sidebars while I was doing some research on like King Crimson and some other neo-prog bands. Maybe it was Muse. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I discovered this Ozric Tentacles, and I came across this album in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
I got it used. It was an Record Store Day release from some Sploosh. It's only a couple songs, like a 12-inch. It's got live throb, and that's what we listened to tonight, which was really, really cool. I love this record. I wish I had the original. This is stuff that was released back in, I want to say, the early 2000s, like 2004, 5, or 6, the middle 2000s.
Yeah.
So it's a prog band from the era between the classic era and now. You know.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't know shit about that. It was terrific.
Yeah.
And then you threw this mug on.
And then we ran, and I was an emergency, but
You had to use the restroom.
This is a really cool, one of my favorite, like, various artists' album.
Emergency restroom.
Called The History of British Rock. It was put out by Creative Sounds Limited. Oh, it's Immediate Records. That's why you heard things like Small Faces and whatnot.
Okay.
Immediate Records is the ones that put out that Ogden Nut, that round record that I had.
The can looking thing.
Yeah. So this is called The History of British Rock, and it's got some really cool, it's got Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, and Eric Clapton, Rod Stewart, John Mayall, Small Faces. Those are the artists we listen to.
What made you bring this?
I don't know. I wanted to listen to it.
Just wanted to hear it.
Just wanted to hear it, I guess.
Ain't nothing wrong with that shit.
I like the British invasion stuff.
Grab that next one on there. I'm gonna grab a little chip.
You gonna talk about it?
Yeah.
So this other one, at first when I saw it hiding behind some records, I thought it was the John Carpenter album because all I saw was like the top of his head. And I thought, is that John? I've had that John Carpenter album.
Our friend Ragnar sent us some of his stuff. This Futuregrapher, man.
Futuregrapher.
This shit's badass. It's like
so he's like a DJ, right?
Yeah.
What do you know? I know he's watched the show. Hasn't
producer, DJ. I mean, great stuff.
Very cool.
Really enjoyed this. You can tell this guy's big into some of the same stuff that I grew up on. A lot of the Aphex Twin and Boards of Canada. I mean, terrific stuff. I really enjoyed this.
Futuregrapher. You say it's
that name is cool as shit. I'm so sorry. I'm grabbing a beer.
It's from Norway?
No. Iceland.
Iceland. Sorry. I know if you're in Iceland, you're pissed off that people call it Norway.
Yeah. They're mad at you, Steve.
They're really mad at me. I'm mixing my records with your record. I don't want to do that. Don't touch my record. Are you gonna go to the record show with me on Sunday?
I don't know. That may be my favorite Futuregrapher record we've played so far.
You should.
You think so?
Let's make an appearance.
I gotta take my daddy's boat out.
I'll go with you there too.
My daddy's trying to sell his boat.
You don't have to go out at 12 noon, man. Take the boat out at 4 in the afternoon. Let's ride that shit into the night.
If they close the lake, we could do that. We can go out there.
You can't close the lake.
No, they close the lake.
I'm sorry, you can't close the lake, dude.
No.
You can't close the earth. We're going to close the earth?
Let's put it this way.
Let's just land the shit on the golf course and walk home.
Let's put it this way. You can do whatever you want, but they lock the thing so that you can't get your boat and trailer through the hole. So...
That's why I'm fucking saying we land that shit on the 10th green and call it a day.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll
do it. I'll bring my clubs.
I stopped caring about life in the 90s.
Oh, that was bad.
That was bad.
You were afraid to hit your lens is what you were.
I had one more Chuck Berry, and actually there was two more Chuck Berries I wanted to play, but I found this one first. Actually, both of the ones I wanted to play were Pickwicks. This is a weirdo Pickwick thing called Wild Berries. And we played the side one.
Wild berries, like Chuck Berry?
Yeah, and look at that silhouette of the other side. We played side one. It includes the song
So Long.
So Long.
So Long.
So it was our way of...
He said it, man. He said so long.
Chuck Berry saying so long.
You heard the lyrics. He said in like 2017, I'm going to leave this planet.
And it's like, Mike, I appreciate you. Thanks for listening to all my business. And so long, man. And so long.
You got your harp?
No.
Why not?
It's in yonder.
You want to play a song for Chuck Berry?
What are we playing? I can't without a harp. We look like a couple of goobers here sitting with the same shirt on doing all. I just looked at the picture. It's like the Pretenders. I walked 500 miles and I would walk 500. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, let's get into it.
I thought we might could hit that.
But I
thought you had your harp.
No.
We talked about it in the show.
We'll do it after the break.
Pre-prod.
We'll do it after the break.
We talked about it in pre-prod.
What about if we come back from the break already mid-Jamerson?
Okay.
All right, let's do a dig of the week.
Okay.
All right. Since we're this far into the show already.
I have a few to talk about. We never went to graphic.
No, I just did.
Did you?
I did a DOTW graphic.
I got a lot of. In fact, I pulled some of them off of this because I got so many. Because if you remember, 2 weeks ago I was here and I had intended on bringing some records and I forgot them. They were sitting in my front door.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the chance to do those. So I brought some of those tonight, as well as just I've come across a few things between here and there and whatever. So I'd like to maybe show you some of those.
Okay, bust it.
First of all, anytime you see like a 60s album and it's talking about percussion, because it's like Command Records does a lot of that stuff.
I've never seen that.
This is not a Command. This is they were trying to ride that Command train probably. It's a busted cover. I'll tell you that right. Somerset Records, Stereo Fidelity, Perspectives in Percussion.
Nice. Terry Snyder?
No, it's not. It's not Terry Snyder. It is Skip Martin. Paul Horn plays saxophone on it, by the way. I'll let you know that. If you know Paul Horn, he did it. He did that thing inside the pyramid.
What?
Cool picture. Paul Horn inside the pyramid. You ever heard that?
I don't know.
He's inside the pyramid at Cheops, and he's like playing his saxophone. It's got really good reverb.
You lost me.
Okay, sorry. I saw it somewhere recently. It's a really good percussion album. A lot of, bongos and congas and whatever.
Yeah.
It was that era of music. I forget what year it came out. Teen Scene, Chet Atkins.
Haha, this is a good record.
It's a Dynagroove.
I like
it's one
this
of those
record
flippy
a lot.
floppies. No, it's actually RCA Victor. You got this record?
I've at least heard it. I don't think I have this, but I've heard this record.
Teen Scene. That's the man right there, man.
Yeah. It's interesting.
If you haven't seen it, watch A Mighty Stream, that record, that documentary about the Cash family, because they talk about this gentleman. They brought this gentleman into the scene.
I remember
They fought for him. They were like, we got a guitar player. And they're like, oh, he's too jazzy. And they're like, no. This is our guitar player. You're going to use him. And they used him. And
I can remember my grandpa talking about Chet Atkins when I was very,
the rest
very,
is
very
history.
little.
I got a really cool, early. I haven't seen this one before. It's an Ides of March record called Common Ground.
Never seen that one.
I think it's like their second album. It's on Warner Brothers. The Ides of March, Common Ground. It's really, really cool. It's actually good. I got it for like $1. I think the seam, I got it at Goodwill. It's totally like coming up, and the record's split or whatever. The cover's split, but the record's in great shape, or good enough shape for $1.
Good enough, baby.
But you haven't seen this record around, have you?
Never. I've only seen that the other Ides of March that you have.
Yeah, the one with Vehicle on it.
Yeah, Vehicle.
This is from 1971.
Wow, that's before Vehicle, is it not?
I don't think so. I think it's right after it.
Really? Okay.
Another really good. Lately, I've been kind of really into Manfred Mann.
Yeah, I like Manfred Mann.
And not the original Manfred Mann, the Manfred Mann Earth Band from the mid-'70s, which they did Blinded by the Light.
Wrapped up like a dude.
Well, this is another album that they did called Nightingales and Bombers, and it's based on, I guess in World War II, someone recorded Nightingale while these German bombers were dropping bombs. Whatever, who cares? But they were on the success of Blinded by the Light, Spirit in the Night.
Wrapped up like a dude.
Spirit in the Night, which is another.
Manfred Mann?
No, Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce
Springsteen song "Spirit in the Night" is on this album. But this is a really, really good album. It's a mostly instrumental. It's like the album after the one I had before this that has Blinded by the Light on it. This is called Nightingales and Bombers. Very good. Got it for $1.
That's pretty cool.
A little funk for you. This is the one Gap Band album that I've always been wanting to have a good copy of.
Look at those members only.
Well, they don't have most Gap Band albums you see they have their cowboy hats on. This is Gap Band 4, which it's probably the best Gap Band album to have because it's for me it was formative. It was my college freshman sophomore years.
Sure.
This is the album that has Early in the Morning and Dropped a Bomb on Me on it. Just a really good funky jam. There's a couple of slow jams, so you don't want to get caught up in it while you're trying to.
Yeah, that's how it goes with funk records.
But yeah, this is the one I've been looking for, and I finally found it.
Very cool.
For $1.
Let me do one?
I'll do one more.
Okay.
Because I've been wanting to talk about this guy.
Okay.
Because when I told you I had this record, you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, wait, who is it?
It's Tom Scott.
Oh, God.
Tom Scott, New York Connection. This is a good album.
Okay.
This is a good album. And when you say Tom Scott, you kind of cringe, but let me tell you a little bit about Tom Scott. First of all, on this album, you got Eric Gale on bass.
Talk about
somebody on the drums.
Manfred Mann should have wrapped him up in the douche.
Bob James plays on this album. This is a funkier, fusion-ish kind of album.
I remember my dad
Tom Scott, New York Connection. What do you want to tell me about Tom Scott?
My dad had a big tape case, and he had a lot of like good rock and roll in his little leather briefcase that you opened it up, and it's like tapes. And in the van when we're cruising down the road, and
you listen to
Pat Benatar.
And
he got a ticket because he was Hell for Hell.
What's the one that Sammy Hagar sang for?
Montrose.
I
got the fire.
Your dad was in.
Yeah. And then there was some Tom Scott. And I'm like, oh, Tom Scott. And I put that in. I'm like, I don't know if I like that. And then later on, I'm like, oh, Tom Scott. My dad had this. And I listened to it. I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. But you're saying...
All right, let me tell you about Tom Scott.
Okay, tell us.
Tom Scott did a lot of TV themes. He did the TV theme for Dragnet.
What?
He did the TV theme for...
The original Dragnet?
Lassie.
No.
Yes, he did. He also played on the Streets of San Francisco. He played on Starsky and Hutch. He also played the soprano solo sax on Listen to What the Man Said by Wings. Listen to what the man said. Yeah. He said, yeah. He was an original founding member of the Blues Brothers band. He wasn't in either of the two movies, but he was a founding member of the band.
Wow.
So he did a lot of really cool shit.
Okay.
He also, I think he played on Rapture, if I'm not mistaken. Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Did he also marry his dad?
I don't know that he married his dad. George Harrison also plays slide guitar on one of the tracks on that record that I have, New York Connection. So, go figure. If you don't like Tom Scott, go screw your mama in her foot.
My dad did. That's where I came from. I'm a foot baby. You ever seen pictures of them, foot babies?
I just want to school you on some Tom Scott because he's one of those guys like, yeah, he played some crappy stuff, but he earned a place, somewhere in music.
Let me tell you about a certain record album, Steve.
Okay.
What's Been Dead and What's Been Hid is the debut album from British singer-songwriter Donovan. It was released in the UK 4 days after his 19th birthday on 14 May 1965 through Pi Records. Catalog number NPL 18117. Terry Kennedy, Peter Eden, and Jeff Stevens produced the album. The album was released in the U.S. as Catch the Wind on Hickory Records in June 1965. Hickory Records changed the title to match that of Donovan's debut single. So this is the first Donovan record, and I like Donovan. People always said he was the American Bob Dylan.
I'll try to catch the wind.
You think that's right?
Oh yeah, totally. I love Donovan.
I love it.
He was like a friend with the Zeppelin boys. He was in with those cats.
That was a 75 center at a Goodwill.
That's a great record to get for 75 cents.
I think so. I like some Donovan much more than I do other Donovan, for sure. But I was still stoked to pick that up for 75 cents, for Christ's sakes. Okay, I got one for you. One that fits me so much, and I've passed on this so many times. Timbuk3, American post-punk band, which released 6 original studio albums between 86 and 95.
You say it.
Most well known for their top 20 single, The Future's So Bright.
I got a
red shade. Music has been featured on more than 20 compilation and soundtrack albums.
Yeah.
89, the band appeared on PBS music program Austin City Limits during season 14. I love the cover. I love the artwork. I love that song. And it was on IRA Records. All of those factors combined equal worth paying $2 for a fucking record.
Right.
In my opinion. Because listening to that song a few times, in a jukebox, is worth $2. And that's a good song. You know, it's corny, but it's a good song. When I heard that when I was a little kid, that was a good song. You ever heard of Weed Eater before?
No.
Nope.
That looks like a Gerald Scarf album cover, by the way.
I got three more records. I got three more.
Let me see that.
Well, do that one.
I saw this record and I thought it looked like something Gerald Scarf had done the artwork for.
What it is Misfits is the 16th, if you can believe that. Studio album by the English rock group The Kinks, released in '78.
It's a Kinks album?
Yeah. Following the minor success of Sleepwalker in the United States, Misfits featured a more rock-oriented style than many other Kinks records of the 70s. Despite internal conflicts with the band, leading to both bassist Andy Pyle and pianist John Gosling quitting the band, the album made the top 40 in America. Album also contained the minor hit single, A Rock and Roll Fantasy, as well as the less successful releases, Live Life and Black Messiah.
I think I've heard Rock and Roll Fantasy.
But this is at 78 Kinks.
Yeah.
That's a promo copy, if you notice.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And it's a Kinks I didn't have, and it was like $2?
I don't know.
$2 or $3.
I'll do a couple of...
yeah. I got two more.
$2.99.
I got two more.
I got like 1, 2, 3, 4.
You got to do all yours.
I'll do all. I don't care. Here's a little Verve record in really good shape.
Mikey Likey the
Amazing Cal Tehater. He was like one of the most popular South American.
You're having a stroke.
South American Latin. Sorry, Latin was the word I was looking for.
You're having a stroke.
Latin musicians. He's a vibraphonist, I believe.
He is.
And this is a really great record. It's called Soulbird Whiff and Poof.
I don't believe that.
There it is. Proof right there. Proof, Whiff and Proof. More like it. On the Verve.
Very cool.
Yeah, man.
Black and silver.
This is that.
Whoa.
This is that. What's that place that builds houses? Habitat Restore.
Yeah.
One of those Habitat Restores right there. Another great fusion record I picked up is this mandrill.
That's a mandrill I don't have.
Called Mandriland.
Wow. 76?
74.
Okay.
1974.
I've got a few mandrills, and that's one I've not seen. Oh,
no,
great gatefold.
You know, this is a fusion band from New York. Had a very kind of Cuban/African.
Yeah. Man, you talking about some cats that were open to interpretation on multiple types of music, and just like, I like rock and roll, I like jazz, I like my traditional Latin music.
This is a good one. It's a double album.
That's so fucking
from 74.
Cool. They were great. I love bands like that.
I got two more. Why don't you do one?
I got two more? I got two more.
I'll do one. You do one, I'll do two, and then you do one.
So I was going through, I'll tell you, at Hippo Records today in Greensboro, North Carolina. After grabbing some other stuff, I'm going through the black metal stuff, or going through the metal section looking for black metal. I've been recently looking for black metal, and more specifically atmospheric black metal, which is a little tougher to find, and I knew it was kind of a long shot, but I was spending a little time in the store, so I didn't mind. I'd already gone through all the rock and the jazz and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going through this, and in the middle of this, I see this record. It looks like this. Okay? You're pretty much seeing what I saw. Just, no, not even closer. Don't even go closer.
All right.
Because that's what I saw. I saw that thing. When I'm just flipping through, and I'm like,
look like a 12-sided dice.
Yeah, sort of. Like that looks atmospheric. And I looked at the songs. Read the songs there.
Sweet Dreams, Synthesars, A Wooden Altar Beyond the Wander.
Yeah.
Highlands of Auric.
See?
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's a...
Mannheim Sober Drive.
I'm thinking atmospheric black metal, perhaps,
Maybe.
which is what I'm looking for. And so I looked this band up, and I find out that in the past, they had been considered what was called a stoner rock / psychedelia record. And in this record, more specifically, as they progressed, no pun intended, they're a modern prog band, very heavy prog, combining like stoner rock.
Titan.
Yeah, they're called Titan.
Sweet
Dreams.
Okay. Titan Sweet Dreams.
So they're a kind of stoner rock, modern psychedelia,
Really?
heavy prog
Really?
with some...
Have you played it?
I've never heard of them. I don't know shit about them. I kind of looked them up and saw what they...
It was only $5.
It was $5. It's a Relapse Records thing. They're out of Brooklyn. It's heavy
I
prog.
think we should put this on.
Yeah. Dude. I'm thinking Volto. I'm thinking Steven Wilson. I'm thinking Porcupine Tree. I'm thinking that type of thing.
I'm thinking...
Like heavy prog. So I bought that just willy-nilly.
So also at the Habitat Restore, I found this blues album, and it's original shrink wrap.
Whoa.
This is Albert King.
What?
Albert King.
I'm not drunk. I'm just drinking.
No, well, that's not him. But King Albert is the name of this record.
Oh, Albert Collins. That's what
You're thinking Albert Collins.
Yeah.
This is Albert King. Great influence on Eric Clapton and many others.
Yeah.
This is on, I want to say Tomato Records or something weird. Yeah, the Tomato Music Company. King Albert.
Wow.
This is really good, and this is in really good shape too. So Albert King, Tomato Records.
Very cool.
It's a more polished version of a blues band. But it's Chicago. It's right up that Chicago blues alley of that time, you know. Add up some musicians, hit it up some rhythm.
Yeah.
I got one more I'll do, and then you do your last one. This one, Jonathan he hadn't priced it yet, and I was like, dude, what do you want for that? Because I've been looking for it. This is Talking Heads. It's a soundtrack from the movie they did called Stop Making Sense.
Oh, wow.
And amazing
I don't know about this.
recording of a live album. One of my favorite live album recordings.
Live performance.
I have it on cassette, or I had it on that clear cassette, you know, back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody wanted the clear
It was like
tape.
metal tape or whatever, but great live album.
Where'd they record it?
CBGB's?
They were a big CBGB band.
There was recorded at the Pantages Theater, Hollywood.
Wow. Interesting they go West Coast on this.
Yeah.
I would think Talking Heads would do straight Northeast.
Nah.
But cool, though.
I can't remember if Adrian played on... I know he played on a lot of these songs, but I don't know if he played on this album. I don't think he did.
Well, check this out. This is...
Bernie Worrell plays keyboards on this album.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
From Parliament, if you guys...
This has been a top favorite of mine, record album-wise, for many, many years. Probably since the first time I ever saw the Doors motion picture, and I heard Heroin.
The one with Val Kilmer?
Yeah. And I'm like, whoa, I heard Heroin. And
Oh,
I'm
the
like,
song Heroin.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, what is that? And who is that? And how? It was on the soundtrack, so I went and bought the soundtrack. But I'm like, who the hell is that? And today, for the first time, I bought the Andy Warhol Velvet Underground and Nico.
Velvet Underground and Nico.
Peel, which has been pelt. Now,
it's a Verve album.
It's on the Verve. It's a reissue. What I found out, I asked the gentleman in the record store, I was like, what's the idea with the pressing of this record? He was like, I think somebody peeled it off. But it's a reissue within the last 5 years probably. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I looked up the barcode on the back, and what comes up is it's a 2008 U.S. limited edition 11-track LP pressed on 180-gram virgin vinyl. issued as part of a Back to Black 60th anniversary series celebrating the 60th anniversary of the vinyl record. Includes a voucher for download, blah, 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 screen printed, plus original torso back cover, and on the Verve black and blue and silver labels. What a killer record. I can't believe I found that. I know that it's been peeled. It's kind of like, I was like, why are they...
The label's peeled?
Yeah, it should be the banana. You know, the banana should be yellow.
Oh.
And somebody's peeled the banana off. And underneath the banana is the pink.
Oh.
Yeah, which pisses me off. But it was priced accordingly. So I have this great reissue that was a very limited reissue from what I'm not understanding now, but the yellow has been peeled off. Now, if I had an original that had been peeled off, I would be even more pissed off. You know what I mean? The fact that it's a reissue, I don't care. I've just got the thing on vinyl, and it's supposedly a good copy on vinyl. So
I'll bring a banana to you if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we'll see. That doesn't bother me at all. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back with a so to speak and chip chat here after the break on the Grown Man Record Night program that we do here on the internet. You guys like internets? You ever seen an internet about it? We'll be right back.
This is crack, rock cocaine. It isn't glamorous or cool or kid stuff. It's the most addictive kind of cocaine, and it can kill you. What's really bad is nobody knows how much it takes. So every time you use it, you risk dying. It isn't worth it. Look, everybody wants to be cool, but doing it with crack isn't just wrong. It could be dead wrong.
Just make your food fresh
at Taco Bell, Taco Bell. Make you feel your taste buds tingle. Taco Bell, Taco Bell. Watch us make you a burrito or a tasty enchilada. Tostadas and tacos made up fresh at Taco Bell. Put a smile on your face. Taco, Taco, Taco Bell. Everybody loves the taste. Taco, Taco, Taco Bell. 'Cause we're the fresh food place. Taco Bell.
Yeah, but that Joe's Sergeant Slaughter. He's joined the G.I. Joe team. So we're celebrating by giving away Sergeant Slaughter action figures. But you can't buy them in stores. You've got to earn them. Here's how. Collect 5 Sergeant Slaughter certificates or call the number on the certificate, and Sergeant Slaughter will tell you how to get in on the action with only 4 certificates. There's a $1 handling charge. See details in specially marked packages. G.I. Joe! Nobody takes on Cobras better than Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, but that Joe...
Hey, this Christmas party is getting a little too quiet. I think it's time we liven it up with my favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone. Hey, what's that? Well, you set the dial on your FM radio and testing. I'm on the radio.
These kids are having a fabulous time with Mr. Microphone, the cordless microphone that actually puts your voice on the radio. There are no attaching wires, so you're free to move around. Broadcast over any FM car radio.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
Professional entertainers use Mr. Microphone for rehearsing.
I got one.
I got one.
I got one.
I got one. I got one. I got one. I got a Mr. Microphone and I love it.
It's practical and great fun for the whole family. Only $17.88. Mr. Microphone. Buy 2 or 3. They really make great Christmas gifts.
At Rollco, Walgreens, Gamble's, Osco, Pomita, Promart, Davis, OK, and City Markets.
Hey, this Christmas party...
Mr. Yuck is me. Mr. Yuck is green.
Home is full of lots of things that children shouldn't touch. home is full of bad things that can hurt you very much. Now there's a man whose face is green that you ought to get to know. He'll warn you when danger's coming fast or slow. Get to know his face in every single place. When you see it, you'll know quick. Things marked yuck make you sick. Sick, 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 sick. Mr. Yuck is mean. Mr. Yuck is green.
Let's do it. We're doing this a little soda speaker.
Let's do a soda speak.
You said you brought something over here.
I saw this soda. Whew! Hold on.
Are you out of breath about it?
I saw this soda in Publix a few weeks back, and I thought, you know what? I don't think we've done any sodas by this company.
It didn't look familiar to me.
They got two flavors I saw. They had a cream soda and a black cherry.
Oh, I like a black cherry.
Well, this black cherry has tarragon. So they're trying to get a little fancy soda on us here.
Okay.
A little 4-pack for like $5 maybe. This is called Stubborn Soda.
Stubborn Soda.
Stubborn.
Where are they out of?
Well, let's look. Let's look and see what they got to say about it. I don't know.
Get them to fax you. They'll fax you their information.
I don't have my real glasses on.
Okay.
Hold on. These have some reading glasses built into them. Oh, here we go. Manufactured by Stubborn Soda, Riviera Beach, Florida.
Oh, a Florida company. That seems to be rare for us.
All right, whatever. Yeah, Fair Trade, certified by Fair Trade USA. It's got sugar, natural flavor.
Cane sugar thing?
Purple, carrot juice concentrate. Stevia, sodium citrate. A lot of chemicals. Let's see what this is about. It's funny, in the ingredients, I didn't see tarragon at all.
But you said it's got sugar and stevia?
It just said sugar and then stevia. And everybody knows stevia. Stevia is really sweet.
Very sweet, yeah.
So even as an artificial sweetener, it's more sweet than sugar. This is Stubborn Black Cherry with tarragon. So let's see what this is all about.
I dated a stubborn black cherry. Let me tell you something.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
I just chugged this beer.
Try that right there and tell me what you think. Not overly sweet, like I was afraid it might be. Refreshingly cherry. I love the flavor of cherry. That's good.
That's a real black cherry right there.
That's good. But it's not overly like syrupy.
No. Not like a black cherry like fake. This is like a real, like you pull a black cherry off a tree and go kachonga on its mouth with your own mouth. I like that.
It's good.
I wouldn't know what tarragon tasted like, to be honest with you.
I imagine it's just kind of a...
That's not an attractor nor detractor for me. The fact that it says,
I think I've had it on
tarragon.
I've had it on chicken before.
Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know. Still wouldn't be able to tell you what the hell that is. That's great though.
It's really good.
I really like that soda.
Stubborn.
We'll put it up there. It's on the list.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to top 5 or nothing, but...
So we're talking chip chat. You said you had something for both this evening. So you
I brought a chip.
Okay.
I've got some other chips over here we haven't done yet, but I want to go ahead and I want to do this one. I like to do topicals. I think this is top. Every time Frito-Lay comes out with something, it tends to be topical because they're number one, right?
There is. I will say before we get going with this chip chat, I did see where Lay's is wanting folks to submit their new ideas for the new Lay's flavor.
Well, sure, they want free. They don't have to pay for it. So if you submit something really cool, they'll do it, and
but
they'll do it.
I guess they do that. I guess they do that once a year.
Yeah.
Now it's becoming the time where you start submitting your ideas.
Your flavor.
Submit your flavor to Lay's. So if that's something that interests you, get your shit out there.
Do your Browntown corn chip.
You call it Grown Man Record Night, or don't ever come back to our channel again.
So I found this in the store yesterday, and I thought, wow, this is a weird thing, because it's called a Lay's Poppable. So to make me, it looks like a puff in some way.
Yeah.
But puffs have always been corn chips, like the puff.
Yeah.
And the other chips are
the corn.
They're corny. Well, here's a puff item that's called a Poppable. It's a cheddar flavor, maybe.
I've not seen these at all.
White cheddar. We're talking about a potato chip, I assume, because it's a Lay's brand, right?
Well, true.
So let's check this out. What does it say?
They don't tout it as anything else.
There's something about the light texture and airy, crispy crunch of new Lay's Poppables that makes you go,
All of that could be said about a JV cheerleader.
You're right. One pop and you're in love.
See, again, that's what I'm saying. Again, JV cheerleader.
JV. Yes, very. Okay, these look like. You know what these look like to me? What's that cereal? Corn.
Honeycomb Kid.
Yeah. They're not small. No. Honeycomb's got a big bite. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
A lot of cheddar.
Very interesting. A lot of cheddar.
Wow, they're big.
A lot of cheddar though.
Never would have thought they were being this big.
A lot of flavor. Honeycomb's got a cheesy bite. Not bad.
These would be good on a dip, maybe.
Not bad.
Because the perforated holes make them suck up the dip.
Like a bean dip?
And the structural integrity.
Like a bean dip?
These are thick.
Cheese dip?
These would grab it because they're thick.
I gotta say,
they're not breaking apart.
I gotta give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, very good.
I might take these home with me tonight.
Wow, good chip. Good utilitarian chip.
The Lay's Poppable. Check it out.
This chip's like a utility infielder. Shortstop, second base, whatever you need.
Yeah, this chip's like a Sid Bream.
Minus the acne scars. Minus the Edward James almost pox scars.
Oh God. Good chip.
The Edward James almost got through college without acne award.
Edward James almost got laid.
But it's Admiral Adama, so I can't talk shit about it.
No, shut up.
These Battlestar Galactica go to buy.
I gotta say, I can't wait. I'm gonna try the other soda they had, black cherry from Stubborn, was a vanilla cream. I imagine that would be very, very tasty.
I'd like to see them do a stone cold soda.
Just a straight up cola?
Straight up cola. That's my favorite now. This guy over here. You ever seen this guy? This guy over here is knocking at your door. You better open it. You better open it up now. Let me tell you something about it. Thanks for joining us at Grown Man Record Night. We had a big old time.
You know, I think I might do after the show some one-offs. Just I haven't done any one-offs.
Right.
In like weeks. I got like so many records, and I'll just play some one-offs. What the hell?
There's some stuff I want to hear for sure. Go get some cup coming. Y'all stay, keep your ass parked in the damn chair. We're gonna play some damn shit for you. Can't stay tuned with us? Hell, we'll see you next time. We appreciate the shit out of you. Check out some of the new videos on the channel and some of the other stuff. And play us off? All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Grown Man Record Night.